Hello again from my front porch. It's been a little while actually since I'd done an episode, and I thought, I need to get busy and do one. Mostly I've just been busy with work and traveling and taking care of other stuff, and we had the Thanksgiving holiday, and that pretty much occupied a whole lot of time. But it's actually related to Thanksgiving and the I could say the fallout. But seriously, even though Thanksgiving was a week ago, this is it's something that I still see, because on social media, somebody posts something and then it takes it shows up that day, but then whenever somebody comments on something, then suddenly it gets flagged again, it shows back up in your feed, that kind of stuff, and so stuff even that was posted some time back can suddenly show up today, because somebody liked it or commented on it. They just found it and so anyway, what I've seen, and now because of this thing I was just describing, continue to sporadically see, are people who are made to feel ashamed because of what they are thankful for. Now, I'm not exaggerating. I even thought about sharing some examples on the screen here so that you could see what it's talking about. But then, no, I'm not here to shame anybody in describing this. That's not my intent. But there's a concept here that I feel like it's gotten a little bit twisted, a little bit skewed, a little even perverted as to how not in a deviant kind of way, but there was a good initial thought, and it's been altered in a negative way. So here's the scenario. There were a lot of people around Thanksgiving time that posted, I am thankful for, and they would talk about their family, they talk about their job, talk about their home, they talk about a vacation, they talk about, whatever, any number of people can list any number of things that they're thankful for, and that's great. But then I have seen people commenting, giving a response back to that, chastising those individuals for expressing the things that they're thankful for, of actually not, I won't say condemning them, that's kind of harsh, but of being very critical for, well, I'm thankful that I have a beautiful home, and then somebody else saying, well, that is so insensitive because, there are people that they can't afford a home like that. There are people living on the streets, and you posting stuff like, about bragging about your beautiful home is just assaulting their... Really? I'm thankful that I have this job, that I love my job. Well, there are a lot of people, they don't have a job like that. In fact, a lot of people don't even have a job, but other people, they have to take a job they just settle for. Literally, this is what I have seen. And to some extent, this is the part, the concept I feel like got a little out of whack. There is this concept that, the notion that to those who have much is expected. If you have been blessed, if you have benefited, if you have profited in life, that you should feel a certain sense of human obligation to pass on that benefit to somebody else. Now, having said that, just because somebody, myself or whoever, just because somebody is successful at something that they've done and they have benefited, they've profited, whether financially or in some other way, from that success, does not mean that person is obligated to then take what they have now and just give it away, to just, dispense it with that. There's literally no obligation that a person has to do that. What we're really talking about is everybody should have an awareness that, with very, very, very few exceptions, nobody succeeds on their own. Oh, you might say, well, I did all the work. But there's all kinds of other factors, even for a very independent person who worked hard and came up with the concept and launched it. There still were other people along the way who had to buy in and had to support and had to have your back in order for you to ultimately arrive at the level you're at. That is just the truth. That's that whole it takes a village concept, which again also has become twisted. Well, you as an individual can't take credit for anything you've achieved because everybody... No, you can take credit for the work you've done. You did a lot of work. You were the smart person who thought, let's do this. And you blazed that trail. Good for you. Be proud of that. You don't need to be ashamed. You also don't need to feel an obligation to diminish yourself because other people are mostly jealous because they have not achieved that as well. But back to the concept about the thanks, the giving thanks, or the criticism for giving thanks. There is this idea that I've seen expressed that when somebody, not because honestly, I will admit I was not the target of any of these. I've just seen them comment to others. But I will say, if I post something saying I'm thankful for whatever in my life, and somebody replies back to me, well, shame on you. You shouldn't be saying that because blah, blah. That's a stupid remark. I mean, again, I understand where I hope the impetus for that comes from of you've got something and you need to be trying to help others get to where you're at. I understand that. But to tell somebody who is expressing gratitude, who is expressing thanks, who is expressing joy and satisfaction with something that they have acquired or they have achieved in their lives, to tell them that there's something wrong with them, that they are in some way being a bad person because they dared express their thanks for that, is absurd. And I don't know if anybody watching this has run into this. I don't know if anybody has experienced this. I don't know if anybody has heard this from someone. But if you have, or if you ever struggle with it personally, there are a couple of people I know who have been moderately successful, at least, and I mean by some definitions very successful, and they struggle with that because they lived a life that was very impoverished, and suddenly now they have achieved a level of success, and they struggle with seeing themselves that way. They feel guilty because of their success, and so they never really embrace it. They never really enjoy what that has brought to them. They instead just sit back and complain about, I can't really embrace it. I have to do and I need to be giving and it's almost like it's a peer pressure thing or a societal pressure that you worked hard, you achieved, you got to this point, but we're going to make you feel bad because of that. We're going to punish you for having been successful so that you feel so heavy with that guilt that you don't embrace and benefit personally from the fruits of your labor. You instead feel an obligation to have to give away those fruits to other people who have not followed your path, who in many cases have not worked that hard to get there. Now, I'm not saying people who have not succeeded are lazy. I'm not saying that people who have not succeeded are not smart. I'm not saying people who have not succeeded are failures in some way. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is those who have succeeded, those who have, and when I succeeded, I don't just mean, again, financially. I don't just mean with fame or prestige. I mean, you've succeeded in achieving something in your life that means something to you, that matters to you, that you are thankful for having that in your life. That's what I mean by succeeded, by achieve something. And you doing that should be celebrated by everybody else too, because you being able to have something you're thankful for is not a negative, is not something you should be diminished for. It's something that should inspire others to see, look, you did it, you got there, you know what? I can do that too. But it seems that our society is again twisting all of this out of shape. We've become a society of victims, where victimhood carries more weight than actually being proactive in what you're doing. It is easier to sit back and do nothing or very little and then complain that I don't achieve than it is to actually invest, to do the blood, sweat, and tears of the work involved to make it happen. Now again, not everybody, this is not a blanket statement, but there are certainly very loud and vocal elements in society, and these are the ones that I am going to say, these are the ones I've seen on social media. Because the people who get on social media, the keyboard warriors, who hide behind the anonymity of their keyboard, that post all kinds of inflammatory things and insults and personal attacks against people they probably don't even know, and likely will never ever meet in contact. But boy, I can judge you, I can pass you. Those are the people who are posting these comments. Well, how dare you brag about that? They're not bragging. They're simply saying, I'm thankful I have this. I didn't always have this. I have it now. I'm thankful. That's a good thing. And in fact, I will say this. I'll go one step farther. If you have good things in your life and you are not regularly, I don't just mean at Thanksgiving, if you are not regularly expressing your gratitude, you're not regularly showing that you are thankful, if you are not regularly demonstrating how you do not take that for granted, but that you embrace it, that you appreciate it, if you are not doing that, that is where you fail. Being thankful and expressing that is not a sign of failure at all. It is not a sign of pride. It is not a sign of arrogance. It is not a sign of greed. It is a sign of a healthy mind and a healthy spirit that wants to say, I am grateful for what I have because I know it could easily not be here. It could easily not be in my hands. It cannot be in my possession. But it is today, and I am so thankful for that. I feel that way about a lot, about my house here with the front porch, about my job, about my life, my family, my friends, everybody that's in my life. I might even say it about, Wiggles, the dog down here. No, I don't know if I go that far. She's cute and all, but oh man, she can be really annoying. Anyway, but all of these factors in our world around us, all of these elements that come into our life, there's a lot of positives. If we just stop and think about it, and when we stop and think about it is when we should express thanks. And anybody that tells you different, anybody that tries to make you feel like something is wrong with you because you said thank you for what I have, you're not the problem. Something's wrong with them. Something is broken. They have a pain, a hurt deep inside, and they are lashing out at you because they can't stand to see other people happy when they're not. Don't let that interfere with your expressing your thanks. Press on. Be thankful for what you have. Continue to strive for what you don't have. If you have other goals, other dreams, other things you want to achieve, even if it is more money, whatever it is, keep striving for that. Don't give up, and don't make anyone make you feel bad because you're trying to achieve those things. Press on. You can do it. I have confidence in you, and as somebody who has watched all the way through this, I am thankful for you. How do you like that? All right, well with that, I'm going to let you go, and I'll see y'all next time from my front porch.